everyone, and welcome back. My name's dustinkreis, and today I'm going to be doing a video response to the HappyConsoleGamer. In his video, he asked us if we were planning on picking up the Wii U, and I was thinking about making a video about this anyway, so why not knock out two birds with one stone. Anyway, he's talking about, the pros and the cons of the system, and are we excited for it, are we getting hyped for it, and all that stuff. And the answer to that question for me is I'm extremely hyped for the Wii U. I'm a big supporter of the Wii. I think, yes, it has a lot of crap on it, but there's also a ton of gems on the system as well. And I think in a lot of ways people are going to kind of look back at this generation, if they even look back, that's another question, is this generation going to survive enough to be retro? When, people look back on this generation, I really do think they're going to look at the Wii as kind of like the Dreamcast of that generation, where it was kind of like, it's weird because the Wii was a huge success, but it was also kind of a failure in a way. So I think people are going to look back on it, and everyone's going to want like a Wii, or at least Wii games to play on their Wii U, to see what they missed out on from not buying a Wii. But anyway, let's stop talking about that Wii. Let's start talking about the Wii U. I personally, from the moment I first saw it, when I first saw it last year, I thought Nintendo, I was just blown away by it. I was like, Nintendo is back. That system is going to kind of bring them back. The controller looked a little bit weird, but I knew that was sort of like an early, not an early mock-up, but like they were going to refine it a little bit more. And of course they did, and I really like the way the controller looks now. The system, the system still looks like the Wii. It's just more rounded, so there we go. But when I started seeing, supposedly what this system could do, I got really excited. And it's a question of, do we want our generations to jump by leaps and bounds, or to take more steps, just smaller steps forward? And I feel like that's what Nintendo has always done. They've always taken just sort of small steps forward instead of, completely going off the rails like Sony or Microsoft. There's a thing to be said for, Sony and Microsoft continually pushing everything forward so far, but then again, you're going to get a $500, $600 system, whereas Nintendo makes little bunny jumps, and they keep their systems more affordable. So in that regard, I'm definitely looking forward to the Wii U, because I think that I think we're going to be looking at probably about a $350 system. I wouldn't be surprised if it came out and it was $349, which is starting to tip the scale a little bit, but not too awful bad. In terms of the launch, I'm getting kind of perturbed with Nintendo, because I really want to start seeing launch games, because this is the time right here when people are going to start making their pre-orders and stuff like that. And if you wait too long, it's going to be another one of those situations with the Wii where there wasn't enough and there was a shortage and everybody was, clamoring for one. So this is the time, Nintendo, to start showing us, the launch games and getting us hyped up for it and getting those pre-orders in. So on the one hand, I really do want to go to GameStop and see if they have like a pre-order SKU for it. But on the other hand, I don't know what the launch is going to be like. And I can always play my Wii games on the Wii U when I get it, but that kind of sucks. That's what happened when I got my PlayStation 2. I got my PlayStation 2 at launch, and there was nothing out. There's nothing out for it. So I just went and got a bunch of PS1 games that I missed, and I played those, and it was great. But at the same time, when you buy a new system, you want games for that new system. And the most recent example of that is the 3DS. I've had my 3DS since Christmas, and I only have 4 games for it right now. Now, there are other games that I want to get, but I just haven't got around to buying them yet. So I think with all the games I want to get, I would probably have like 8 games for that system. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the games are. Pikmin, I had Pikmin for my GameCube back in the day, and I enjoyed it, but at the same time, it never really captured me. So I'm not really excited about Pikmin. I've played the new Super Mario Brothers games, and I don't really like them. I don't know what it is about them, but I'm just not a big fan of them. So the new Super Mario Brothers Wii U, whatever it's called, not too excited about that. I am kind of excited for Rayman Legends. I haven't picked up Origins yet, but you know, that game just looks gorgeous, so I definitely do want to get that. But I think for me, the real system seller for Nintendo will always be Zelda, and it'll always be Metroid. Once they start announcing like Metroid and Zelda for the system, I'm going to be just, you know, through the roof about that. But I don't know how they're going to do Zelda, because they said that they're not going to go back. They don't see how they can go back from the motion controls. But how do you incorporate the tablet with the motion controls? Do you have like the Wii remote in one hand, and you have kind of balancing the tablet on your knee on the other and trying to fight that way? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how they do that. But I'm definitely going to be picking up a Wii U. I know that for a fact. It's just, am I going to pick it up at launch? I don't know yet. I just don't know yet, because there's not enough information out there, because it's the games that sell the system. There's a reason why I haven't bought a Vita yet. There was a reason why I was holding off on buying a 3DS until my wife got me one for Christmas. Which half of that was because I knew as soon as I was going to get that 3DS, there was going to be a 3DS XL, and there's rumors now that they're coming out with a 3DS XL. So I told her, but you know, whatever. I'm enjoying my 3DS, so. But yeah, I'm really excited for the Wii U. I know that when Monolith Soft, the makers of Xenoblade, when they make their next, when they make their Wii U game, I'm going to be really interested in seeing what that's going to be all about. I will probably pick up I almost said Dragon Warrior. Shows how old I am. I will probably be picking up Dragon Quest X. I'm not a huge MMO fan, but you know, I tried Star Trek Online. I figured that'd be the one that would get me into them, since I love Star Trek. Didn't really work, so maybe Dragon Quest will do it. We'll see. But yeah, so Wii U for me. I'm leaning, the dial is leaning more towards yes, picking it up on launch, but it's only a little bit past the middle. You know what I mean? I really need to see those games, Nintendo. So start showing us some pizzazz here, because Nintendo Land is not doing it for me. I don't care about that. I don't, you know, show me something real. What would be Earthbound Wii U? Let's do it. Come on, you know, let's do something real here. So yeah. So, you know, leave me your thoughts on the Wii U, and if you plan on making a video response, please go do it to HappyConsoleGamer, because he's the sort of the originator of this idea. But my throat's closing up. So, what do you guys think of the Wii U? I'm super stoked, because I thought the Wii was great. I have a ton of Wii games over there, even though there's a ton more that I'll never buy. But there is some really good stuff on the Wii, and just kind of based on that, I do plan on picking up a Wii U, because I know it'll eventually get really good. But Nintendo has to learn the lesson from the 3DS launch. People aren't going to buy... You know, it's not like the N64. You know, the N64 launched with Pilot Wings and with Super Mario 64. Two great games, but two games. You know what I mean? They can't do that anymore. They can't rely on the charm of Mario to sell a system. They really have to start branching out and reaching out to third-party developers to really put something great out on the system. They just can't be isolationist anymore and rely on their first-party stuff, even though as great as it is and as much as it sells. I really think the Wii U is going to bring Nintendo back from sort of this weird limbo they've been in since the N64. And I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, once Sony and Microsoft, their new stuff comes out, and it's like, you know, it rapes your eyes because it's so gorgeous, then the Wii U's going to have a tough time. But if they get a firm grasp on the market before the other two, I think they'll do pretty well. So, anyway, guys, that's my video. Going to be going and seeing. That's not grammatically correct. I'm going to go see Prometheus today. So maybe tonight, if I learn how to talk, I'll do a thoughts on Prometheus, because I'm really excited to see this movie because, yes, on the one hand, it is sort of a prequel to Aliens, but on the other hand, it's this totally different beast that asks all these deep questions that I kind of want to see, I kind of want to see what the answers are to those questions in this movie at least, so that'll be interesting. So, anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Take care. Leave me some thoughts. I'll see you next time.